July the 2nd, 2021. Guys, you're looking at images coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, the very southern point down near the Bay of Campeche. This is west of the Yucatan Peninsula, and there's a gas line rupture. That you're seeing a rig in the background and the fire that's bubbling up from the pipeline on the bottom. Look at how powerful it is, because look around the fire itself, and you can see how much pressure is being pushed out by the lighter color in the water. Now, it started last night, and I have a video, an image of that, but I'm going to put a link to some feeds that actually were doing the video of it, not just the still shots. It's amazing. Now, they say that they have it out now as of this morning. Again, it started last night. But guys, imagine this right here with the storm coming in. Now, they're saying no one was injured on the rig that's behind it, and that did not affect that rig. I don't know if the rig was tied into the actual pipeline itself, but I've covered these events for a long time. As a matter of fact, the name BP Earthwatch comes from the oil spill of the BP oil spill, because we were watching that, and it led up to watching the Bayou Corn salt dome collapse up south of Baton Rouge. But that's where the name came from. The only thing I can say that's better about this than the BP oil spill is they're saying they got this cut off, and it's a pipeline, not a collapsed salt dome or a cracked salt dome, and that maybe this burn off, unlike the BP oil that actually is, they never really got it fully capped off. And I know captains there that have given me eyewitness reports that there's still leakage coming from that area. But anyway, this is what, it's amazing to see these images. And again, I'll link to the videos, but check out when it first happened at night, and check out this video, image, excuse me. Now, I'll play just a few seconds of the video, but look at the size of this eruption compared to the size of the rig as it gets closer to it. I'll play a couple seconds, but I'm going to link you to the entire video, and it will flash over and show the actual rig there. Look at the size of that eruption. That's amazing. I'm glad it's out, and I hope that it did minimum damage to the environment, because I have salt in my blood. Can't help it. I love the ocean. Now, while we're here, here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center. We still have an 85-mile-per-hour storm moving west-northwest at 30 miles per hour. It's located here at 8 p.m., and it's, again, going to remain a hurricane through the entire passage of the islands. You have hurricane warnings out in both Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti. Then you have hurricane and watches out through the the eastern and southeastern half of the Isle of Cuba, right there in the pink lines. Then the path is pretty much the same, except it's moved a little to the left or to the west, because now this outer section of this cone tracking, which is not the size of the storm, again, it's where the probable center of circulation will be, and what the National Hurricane Centers took all the models and centered them here, but it's moved a little to the left. What it's saying, by 2 p.m. Monday afternoon, that's the 5th, tropical storm is about to exit off of Cuba. Then by Tuesday at 2 p.m., it's going to be setting off the coast of south central Florida. Now, this is the center. The tropical storm and hurricane force winds, if it's a hurricane, if not just a tropical storm winds, can go out many miles ahead of this. So if we're saying 2 p.m., the center of the circulation is here, then the tropical storm force winds are already up towards the panhandle. So you can go back and look at 2 p.m. Monday over the Isle of Cuba. That is when you're going to really start feeling the tropical storm winds from the Dry Tortugas to the Florida Keys and northward. So here's when things are going to start to go downhill through Monday for Florida. But you guys, again, in Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica, you're under the gun. You got hurricane watches out tomorrow and Sunday. So I'm sure a lot of you have battened down. If not, make your final preps now. You guys in Florida, you need to be really paying attention to this and making sure you have maybe extra gas for your generators in case this thing goes downhill. We'll just have to wait and see how the island of Cuba really affects this, because we weren't, a day ago, weren't even supposed to be at hurricane force through here. Remember, 65-mile-an-hour winds. But right now, we're still at 85 miles an hour. Well, let's take a look at the satellite. Now, this is the Caribbean satellite, guys. You can see the storm pretty much to the center here. It's past the Leeward and Windward Islands. And you can see that it's going into the strengthening of what we call recycling. It will go so long, you'll see it kind of weaken down, and then suddenly that storms will pop back up. And that's where you're seeing the explosion of these white clouds as the sun is set, and it's switching from visible images to infrared images. Check that out. A lot of moisture's been coming off of the southeast U.S. Check this out. And a lot of energy out here. It's been very unstable. But just to the left of here is where we were just looking at that rig. We'll look at the Gulf of Mexico too. Now, looking down on the Gulf of Mexico, as you can see, again, night has fallen. The rig or the pipeline that we saw that was burning was right in this area somewhere west of the Yucatan, right where the southern Gulf of Mexico meets the Bay of Campeche in this area. Again, the thunderstorms have been coming down all the way across the southern states today. We had very heavy rainfall at one time, a lot of ponding on the highways because it was falling so fast. So the moisture is here, and depending on where the storm comes into the Gulf at, guys, we're going to have to pay attention to it. If it veers a little further west, Alabama, you be prepared to batten down. Folks in Perdido and Gulf Shores, Pensacola, keep an eye on this thing. So Florida, keep an eye on it. If it follows the projected path, the right quadrant of the storm is going to skate or scrape a lot of the coast on the west side of the peninsula of Florida, then move up somewhere north of Tampa through the big bend there, and going possibly into the Panhandle. But then it's going to move through Georgia and possibly South Carolina back out into the Atlantic. We'll have to pay attention to how it affects the East Coast from there. So just everyone be prepared. But again, the islands and South Florida, time is running out. And keep in the back of your mind as you're celebrating our Independence Day that there's a big storm coming. So again, heads up, be safe.